All right, welcome to another case study video and marketing tip. On the line here with a brand new client who's working with me in our Golf Accelerator program. And Jeff Kareen, say hello to everybody, Jeff.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for
We
the opportunity to share a little bit about what I'm learning.
appreciate your time. Know that you're busy, and realize that you've just gotten started. And we wanted to share some good marketing tips that I would like to share with the fans and the viewers that are around the world and the golf teachers, as well as golf related businesses that are in the actual industry with this case study. Now, to start with, I always like to say and share results first, because I'm a firm believer that results and documentation beats conversation and baloney. So let's just share what's happened with you now. I know that you've just gotten started within the first 2 weeks. You're brand new. You started to incorporate now just a couple of the free marketing methods that I actually teach that are in the program. I'm not going to share where and what with people yet, but you've done everything to a T in your first couple of weeks. Follow direction as part of this system, because it is a systematic approach. And I like to share with people that unfortunately, like you, there's some great talented golf teachers that have got big hearts. They're amazing at teaching and their skill set, and they're relying on referrals, and people and word of mouth to get leads and to get business and to get new students. And I always tell people, getting referrals is not a marketing strategy. Getting referrals is not a business building strategy. It's icing on the cake. If you're good at what you do, you're naturally going to get referrals from people because people love you. But you can't control it. You can't predict how much money you're going to make this week, this month to support your family, or if your passion is to grow the game or support, your philanthropy and your other goals and visions and targets you have in your life. And so it's really powerful to take responsibility, take a proactive approach to generating business, generating what, we call the lifeblood of our business is leads, new student leads every single week. And I talk to, especially you and, other golf teachers with big hearts, talented what they do around the world, regardless of what country they're in, because we work in multiple countries. And we've seen that they maybe get a handful of new student leads potentially each week. And, when people hear about the results that our teachers are getting, Jeff, and you're starting to actually see your first couple of weeks, our teachers around the world are generating anywhere between 11 and 32, 33 leads, new student leads a week. And people are going, oh my God, how are you guys doing? Now, even if you're horrible at talking to people and have a bad personality, you're going to get a handful of yeses in the student signups, just with that many student leads coming in. So that's really the first part that we want to talk about is lead generation of new students, because you have to proactively be doing something to create and generate leads. So now you've been incorporating a couple. Now, what's interesting about lead generation, it doesn't have to cost money. We don't spend money in advertising in magazines or, this crazy social media stuff and all that, nuts things that people think that you have to do. We don't make YouTube videos. We don't post on Instagram, all the stuff that people say that you need to do. We don't do any of that stuff. But I want to share, because I know that you've been incorporating just a couple of the free lead generation techniques that I teach. And you have gotten already a couple of packages that we've created for you sold, and you've now made how much money in your first additional couple weeks?
Yeah, I'm fortunate to sell two $2,500 packages just in the last week.
That's awesome. So this last week you made an additional $5,000 is what I heard you say.
That's correct. Yep.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
I always tell people that, it's amazing what can be done when we take control of our business versus being at the effect and waiting for things to happen, right? And I know that you're a big-hearted man. You're a spiritual man. You have a passion and a big heart, and you love making a difference for your students. That's so obvious about your teaching philosophy and, you as a man and as a character. And I respect you a lot with your integrity and how much you love helping people. And I love helping people. And people talk about, gosh, you talk about money and income. And money and income is the way that I track how many people I serve, because I love serving you. I love serving the sport. I love growing the game. And I have a passion for making a difference in other people's lives. And that's my purpose in life. And I know that you resonate with those values. And we tend to attract only teachers that have a passion for making a difference for people. I don't work, and I get a chance, and I'm in the luxury of saying no to quite a number of teachers and instructors around the world that don't resonate with our values. And you're somebody who aligns perfectly with that. And I say you can do that with your golf students too. We don't have to work with people that we don't enjoy, working with. But let's talk about that one aspect of lead generation, because there's really two aspects, that I like to share with people. And, the first one is lead generation. And when, we're just kind of relying on word of mouth, we're not proactively creating new student leads coming in, we're basically have, no control or security in our business. Okay. And I've worked, for the past, 22 years in the marketing industry and teaching and dialing this in for golf teachers and golf schools and golf related businesses with a very exact process has been to, first of all, generate leads, having at least five different sources, bare minimum, of new student leads funneling into your cell phone, calling you to come in to meet with you. Okay, that's very, one of the basic first things. And I tell people, if they don't have at least five, they're doing something wrong, or they're definitely not doing what they need to be doing to really create a substantial income and really serve and help more students, and as a result, make a lot more money, from that. So I think you've started to do that. Now, let's just not get specific. How many sources of leads have you incorporated for free so far, Jeff?
I think I've gotten up to 7 now.
You're up to 7 different sources of free lead generation. That's awesome.
Absolutely. Yep.
Absolutely awesome. Now,
thanks to you.
It's great. And people, it's kind of common sense. When you've got 7 funnels, 7 streams and rivers coming into your cell phone, making your cell phone ring, or your voicemail ring with somebody inquiring about your lessons. Let's talk about the second aspect. That's really the first tip for golf teachers is, they need to design and create and put in, even if they don't work with us, hopefully this is giving people value around the world, that they will do this to support, their business and grow the game, of course, of golf and serve more students. Awesome. And the second part of that is, I tell people that's just one part of the equation. The second part is, after you have these streams of new student leads coming in, we need to have what I call the correct basket, the correct package, the correct product or service to actually sell them. Now, unfortunately, golf teachers are really selling stuff that most other golf teachers are selling as far as their services, the same way that most people have been doing it for 10, 20, 30 years in the industry. And what does the master say in the good book? That you can't put new wine in old bottles.
Exactly.
Right. And,
that's right.
And that's unfortunately what people are doing. They just keep on selling people into the same exact thing that every other golf teacher is doing for the exact same prices that all the other golf teachers are doing. And they wonder why their statistics and their income and their business isn't growing. Well, the industry's evolved, and now with Tiger back and massive promotions that are going on in the media and from the golf manufacturing companies and the PGA and television media in multiple countries now, the sport has grown. I mean, people talk about the economy, and the sport isn't what it used to be when Tiger in his heyday, and it's just not what it used to be. And I said, is that the excuses you keep telling yourself? Yeah. Are you a victim of the economy? Oh, I'm sorry. I can't stand the president. I can't stand the economic indicators. I can't stand what's happening in the sport. I can't stand what the PGA is doing. Oh my God. The epitome of victim thinking. This is what I say to you. Stop being a victim. You know what I mean? So, a big part of this is accountability. It's taking responsibility for our business, for our own mindset. And working with Tony Robbins and Zig Ziglar and Brian Chasey and Jim Rohn and Les Brown and some of my, other mentors, I used to do sales and marketing for them or work with them or co-author books with them. It's an amazing thing that one principle of taking responsibility for your business and for your results is not done. But there's this unconscious blaming everyone and everything. And God help anybody that even comes close to talking to me with that attitude. If I have a golf teacher, what's the first thing that I do? Says something like that to me, I jump down your throat, don't I?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you are describing me. It's a little painful, but yeah, I'm taking it like a man. You've done a pretty good job of describing, my business philosophy up to this point. But
absolutely,
it's all changing.
Well, there's that triangle. We call it knowledge. If you increase your knowledge, you can increase your control. and you also taking more responsibility. We call it the knowledge, responsibility, control triangle, you know, and as one increases, you get to increase more and more. The more knowledge, effective knowledge you have, the more control you have over your income and over your business. And you're also taking more responsibility. You've never seen a victim or a victim consciousness to the economy, to the president, to the PGA, to the industry, to the media, because Tiger's not playing anymore. All these other things. I'm like, is that the stuff you tell yourself every day, to be a loser and to not create the success that you deserve or serve the students you're meant to serve and make a difference in their life? Come on now, you know? So I'm glad that you've taken hold of it and you've taken so much responsibility. And I love that in a teacher, when they really shift their consciousness, they shift their mindset to really taking responsibility for the results and for their business, and realizing it is nothing other than your lack of knowledge. It is nothing other than your lack of skill. You know, if I'm hitting it, you know, within 5 feet of the pin, it's because of my skill and my knowledge, right? So it's the same thing with our income and with our golf school and in our golf business. And, you know, those two components, and I think you've seen now with what we call this basket of the correct package, it's now affording you to serve your students better, right?
Exactly.
You can help make a bigger difference in their game as well as their life even, as well as really make a lot more money. I mean, come on now, $5,000 a week is not too shabby your second week in the program. And people see, we had one instructor just broke $83,000 in total income of new students in his first 8 weeks working with me. And people think that's, I mean, literally been breaking industry records because of a very, very specific system that we incorporate into, first of all, your brain, and secondly, of course, into your business. And you've really done that. What is maybe one other distinction that we can share with our viewers that would give them value as a tip that you feel that's been very important in your learning process, just your first 2 weeks in working with me?
Well, gosh, you've really hit on two of the most important aspects of what we worked on. And, you know, just recognizing that you turn the lights on in your building, and it doesn't mean people are just going to show up. You need to get your name out there. And then, you know, the way our culture is set up, we walk into a restaurant, someone hands us a menu, right? And we select I want the enchiladas. Well, it's the same thing. When someone comes to me and they say, well, what do you offer? And I just have this blank stare. Well, what do you want? That doesn't work. They need to have, you know, an offering, a menu, packages, something that I can point to and says, this would really work for you. So those two things have been absolutely instrumental. So you not only have you know, you've taught me the value of fishing, but you're teaching me how to fish myself. And it's not something that this is only going to be a couple month period of time for me to do this. I'm going to be able to do this for the length of my business, as long as I'm in this business. And so, you know, you've really been quite a blessing. Thank you so much.
That's awesome. That's great. Well, I'm glad that you appreciate it. I'm glad that you're applying the actual distinctions and the strategies really effectively. You know, you're very humble. You don't come in with any kind of preconceived ideas or ego. You tell me what to do and I'm going to do it, and you run with it. And that's what I look for, you know, in a teacher when I'm selecting who I'm going to work with each week. And you've done that. And that's so powerful to get fast results, because it is about speed. And you said something else I wanted to share with the viewers and the people, you know, that are getting a chance to, you know, watch, you know, our lessons and following what we're doing if they're deciding, because I wanted to offer everybody who's actually watching this actual lesson a free consultation to speak with me, you know, privately and personally, to help give them some free advice to grow their business. I always realize, you know, as you give, so you receive, and it comes back to you multiplied. And I found that to be a business philosophy when done intelligently with wisdom, you know, to offer the viewers. So I put a link on the actual page here that they're getting a chance to watch, to give them a free phone consultation with me to help them grow their business without any obligation.
Do it.
He's like, do it. Awesome. And so, you know, one of the things that you hit on that I wanted to share also as another distinction is the component of having what I call the how can you put it, the mindset of, you know, this isn't something that's for this week or for this month, but you're going to have the security now and the knowledge to control your business for the rest of your career, you know.
Absolutely.
something that you can grow. I think, one instructor's been working with us now for 12 months, John. He was making, I think, only $2,400 a month, Jeff, and he's just opened up his third golf school location now and is looking
Wow.
at 7 figures this year. And,
Wow.
that's just in working with me for 12, 13 months and growing his actual golf school and business. And, I had a new baby girl that had just come, and he was, kind of struggling to pay the bills, and going from that now to his third golf school. You talk about fulfilling of what we can do to make a difference in other people's lives, and growing the sport and getting a chance to, make a difference in somebody's fun and their hobby, and for many of us, our addiction in a healthy addiction way that we love so much about our sport. So it's been really powerful to, see the growth, not only of you, but of course of our instructors around the world. So what I'd like to do is, we'll wrap up this short video tip, and again, invite anybody that would like a free consultation with me over the next week and a half or so. I've got a few spots opening. I've got a link underneath this video on the actual email or on our actual YouTube channel as well, to schedule something in my online calendar for a free phone consultation to help you without any obligation, see if I can make a difference and help you with your business. And Jeff, I wanted to say congratulations. I'm so looking forward to what we're going to create in your business, over the next 90 days. And I mean, just shatter your career records and have you serve and help an awful lot of people, as well as prosper abundantly from the service that you're giving to your students.
Yep, we're going to get there. Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, congratulations again. I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much, and have an amazing rest of your month. Take care.
Thanks. Thanks, Robert.